Welcome, everyone. We're joined by head men's soccer coach Dan Stratford. We'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Just use the raise hand feature when you're ready. Ryan Pritt, go ahead.
Sorry, I had to find a second to unmute myself. Big win tonight, obviously. It had to be a fun time in that locker room. Just talk about finishing that one off and getting that one done at home.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously incredibly pleasing. Marshall are worthy of where they are in the rankings. They're a top 10 team. So we knew we were going to have our work cut out, and we did. We knew that we'd have to weather some good possession from them and manage their creative players the best that we could. But also we believed in what we could do in terms of creating chances. And especially to start the second half, I thought we started the half really well and with a lot of bravery and courage in that period of the game. And the flow of the game at that period, we were probably deserving of taking the lead. But it doesn't matter whether you're playing a top 10 team or Western Michigan or Bowling Green or whoever it is. I'm learning pretty fast that you still need a few things to go your way. And as well as we played, we still needed a little bit of luck to get over the line. But obviously incredibly pleased, incredibly proud of the guys for their effort, and still feels like over the course of 90 minutes we were good value for the win.
Zach Anderson, you're up next.
Great win tonight, Coach. You showed a lot of your team showed a lot of tenacity there at the end. But I just wanted to ask you, in these last two games, what has been your formula to get back on track for your team?
It hasn't changed. The formula has been exactly the same from ODU all the way through now, and even if you want to go back to when we were playing inter-squad games in the fall, I think that is, if you like, part of our recipe or part of the secret to our success is we try and stay really, really consistent. We're not dictated necessarily by wins and losses. The only thing that can impact the wins and losses or that aspect of things is the confidence of the guy. So the biggest compliment I can give the team is that we went 2 defeats in a row and didn't lose confidence, didn't lose sight of how we were trending, the areas of the game that we were improving, and really stayed consistent with our messaging and what we reinforced for the players, and they've come out at SIU and delivered, and again here today against, like I said, a quality team. So incredibly proud of the players that they have the bravery and the courage to stay the course and continue to take on the messages and didn't point fingers or second guess anything or doubt anything. They remain bought into what it is we've been trying to do from day one.
Nick Farrell, go ahead.
Coach, congrats on the big win. This rivalry is nothing new to you, but I guess I'm curious your thoughts now on what it's like to be on this side of it as a head coach going up against Marshall.
Yeah, I mean, it helps if they're as good as that every time we play them, right? It definitely makes for an even more appetizing game. Listen, we still have progress. We still have a ways to go to get to where they are. We aspire to be a top 10 team. Again, that win's definitely going to help, but we still have a lot we know that we're going to improve upon, and the group's going to continue to get stronger. So, if you like, I have obviously a ton of admiration for Chris, the staff, and what they've done there. It's just more coincidence than anything that it happens to be arguably one of our most bitter rivals. So there's that element of things. But if I have to be honest, with 10 seconds counting down on the clock, I felt bad that I was going to have to go and show my condolences to one of my really good friends that I had an incredible experience with at Charleston. It's never nice to beat one of your friends. It's nice to beat Marshall. And it's difficult to tie the two things. So it was a little bit of emotion, a mixture of emotions, quite honestly, certainly when the whistle went to end the game. But no, when you see the guys' response, you see the crowd and the interaction there and just how much it means to the players, that was when I really started to enjoy it and appreciate what it was we did.
Charlie DeLuca, you're up next.
Hey, Dan, you mentioned kind of the different energy that you guys brought out to in the second half. You obviously changed some things coming into halftime. Is there one one player that you think brought that energy off the bench, whether it be Ike Swagger or Borneo there, or do you think it's just getting some fresher legs in there as opposed to the opening 45?
Yeah, I mean, we've preached to them about how important the depth is going to be this season. And I genuinely hope that not only shows the starters, but the guys that came on and had a great impact on the game, how valuable everyone is in this compact, condensed schedule. So, I hope that this is, again, another step in the right direction for the group, in the sense that, okay, if Elijah doesn't start or Ike doesn't start, they know that there's going to be an opportunity for them. They know that I'm going to look to make changes to keep it fresh and keep the energy high. And when they get that opportunity, they've got to support the team as best they can. And the player that comes off has to support that player that's just come on to replace them. And nights like tonight and games like that really reinforce that message and the way that we try and approach things. So players are always going to be disappointed when they don't start the game, but as long as we're honest and we're transparent with them, and again, continue to reinforce the right things for them and help them get better, you hope that when Elijah comes on, he gives you that much energy and does as well as he did today. And that when Ike comes on, the same thing, and then takes his chance when he gets it. So I'm incredibly pleased for those two, because they're local lads, and obviously they know more than anyone the West Virginia Marshall rivalry from that standpoint. So it would be tough to pinpoint anyone, because everyone plays a role. And like I said, tonight helps reinforce that everyone does play a role, and not just the players that I line up in the starting 11.
Matt Drabble, you're up next.
Coach, congratulations on the win. Bjorn Thiessen, Kevin Morris, Aaron Denk back here today. Absolutely outstanding. Are you at all surprised by how quickly they've been able to gel together as a back three, or has the longer layoff from COVID given you meant it's easier for that transition to take place?
Yeah, I think the growing pains that you may have potentially incurred with that were what we experienced in the fall. If you like, that was a blessing for them and for us, that we went through that process of really helping them identify and understand exactly how the system works, and not only what we're looking to do with the ball, but certainly from a defensive standpoint. I think they showed both today, and we had some success playing out from the back to start the second half with a subtle adjustment, and Marshall struggled with that period in that period of the game. So that process really took place during the fall, I have to say, but we'll still look at the game and probably question why we couldn't have done that at times in the first half, and we'll continue to review the games and look for areas where we can improve.
Sam Caniglio, go ahead.
Coach, congrats on the win. Started off the season with a victory, took a couple of tough lumps. Now it seems like you guys are on an upward trajectory again. What are the difficulties of taking over a team and actually playing competitive soccer for the first season as a head coach?
I don't think it's any different to any season right now, specific to my position, because we did have that fall. I think that's been so important for the growth of the team that, again, my argument might be 5 games in, maybe you don't get that collective togetherness and camaraderie and grit and determination that we had tonight. If this was literally just our 5th or 6th game of the season, and we were all brand new, the fact that we've had that full, quite honestly, has been to my benefit. We've gone through that process. We've had everyone that's here now was here at least since August. So they've had a lot of time with me, a lot of time together to an extent, obviously under the restrictions and what we've been dealing with the pandemic. But that time has been incredibly valuable. The biggest question mark whenever you bring in a big recruiting class, as we did, is how quickly will they acclimate? We didn't have to quite worry about that so much because we had some of that taken care of in the fall. The next question is, what are they going to look like when there's pressure? When you've got to play Charlotte away the first game of the season, and then you've got a team like Marshall who are top 10 in the country coming here. What do they look like in those type of environments? And so far, they've answered those questions very, very well. And as I said to them again today, you've set the bar again very high for this group and the standard very high in terms of what we're looking to achieve. So we'll recover, we'll rest, we'll take a little bit of a break heading into Akron here, and we'll look forward to having another ranked opponent come in here and hopefully look for the same result.
Ryan Pritt, go ahead.
And then I just wanted to touch on the rivalry real quick again. You know, it's been 17 years since these two schools had seen each other in the regular season, I believe. You know, you and Chris have a unique perspective, spending a lot of time in Charleston. It's kind of like the crossroads of the two fan bases a little bit. Just wanted to know your thoughts on how important it was to you and Chris to kind of make this a series again, and how important you think it is for awareness and growth of the game in the state.
Absolutely. I think you nailed it there at the very end. I think Chris and I are both very aware of how important this game is, and you only have to look what we did today. I wish there wasn't a pandemic, because we sold every ticket here pretty comfortably. And again, I think I look forward to the day when there's 2,000 people here, 2,500 people here, and the same when we travel to Marshall. Both of us are absolutely aware that this just makes sense. They're right now a top 10 ranked team. We're an aspiring top 10 team, and we've got a bit of a ways to go, but you know, we absolutely believe we're going to be there. So from an RPI perspective, it makes sense for both teams. Strength of schedule, it makes sense for both teams. In terms of, as you said, the raised awareness and filling the stands with fans and generating the interest within the community in West Virginia, not only here in Morgantown, but in Huntington. This is a no-brainer. So yeah, we look forward to returning to them in the fall. It's on the schedule already, and you know, I'm sure Chris will be looking to right the wrongs of today's result, and we'll obviously be looking to take a 2-0 lead in the current series. So yeah, I think that this is a fixture that's going to be a long-standing fixture for as long as I'm here and Chris is there, and both teams are as successful and doing as well as they are. This makes absolute sense.
All right, our last question will come in from Nick Farrell.
Well, Coach, the goal by Ike was great, but it would have never happened without the class buildup from McCormick. Just give me your thoughts on that game-changing play.
Yeah, I thought we should have passed it. No, it was superb, and Luke's capable of that. Luke's biggest enemy is himself at times, in terms of how he manages his temperament. And he struggled a couple of times in the first half when they had a period of success and sustained possession. You could see he was getting a bit frustrated, but he knows that's an area he needs to improve. And we know that we need to continue to work with him so that he has that ability to unlock a team with a piece of magic football that he showed. It's a great finish from Mike, but as you said, it's more than an assist, if you like. In terms of what Luke's done there to create the space, separate himself from, I think, 2 defenders, and then slip the ball in behind. So it's a brilliant piece of build-up. It's a magic moment for Luke, and he deserves a ton of credit. And I'm also incredibly pleased for Ike, a local kid that has been, if you like, desperate to get off the mark in the regular season. He scored at ODU, and this is his first goal since. He's the type of kid that judges himself on whether or not he's scoring. We're trying to work with him on that a little bit, but there will be no more satisfying feeling for Ike to have come on today and scored, got his first goal of the season. And again, as a local kid, he's going to know what it means to be Marshall and to do it for his hometown and for West Virginia University. He's going to be incredibly proud.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, guys.